Zach Shaw, 24/7 Sports. Eli and then Hunter, if you could as well, since you guys have been to a couple of these. Michigan has set a Big Ten record with 5 straight Sweet 16 appearances. Can you guys put your finger on anything Michigan maybe does differently than other programs that's leading to that March success?
They got a man named Eli Brooks for those 5 years that's been there. Maybe that's the common denominator.
I only got 4 of them, so I can't take credit for all 5.
Okay, that's your phone.
Questions for our student athletes right here?
Michael Cohen with the Detroit Free Press. Devontae, can you kind of describe what the last week has been like for you, from when you took the hit to when you tried to play and couldn't, and where you are now?
At first, it was a little bit emotional for me, but then I got myself together and just seeing how the team was playing so well, doing so great, getting victories, and that's the main thing for me. Obviously, I want to play here, at March Madness, but at the time, I was just so happy for my teammates, being able to win through that type of adversity.
Andrew Kahn, I'm live. Devontae, hey, yeah, I guess I know it's a bad memory, but if you could go back, you take a shot in the nose at practice. I mean, at what point do you realize I'm not going to be able to play in the first NCAA tournament game?
Probably like 5 seconds after it happened, honestly. No, right when it happened, my head felt like crazy and things like that, so I just didn't feel normal, so I just knew that I'll probably be out, for the first game.
Yep.
As far as can you talk about where you watched the game and just the emotions of seeing your team win to give you a chance to join them?
Yeah, I watched the game at home in my room. It was a dark room, so I watched it at home. I was excited, throughout the whole game. The first half I was kind of nervous, because it was playing on my emotions. But second half, they got together, and I was excited they won.
Over here on the side.
This is going to be your 16th NCAA tournament game. You didn't play in a few as a freshman, but 16 of these. How much easier is it playing these games when you've done it so many times?
I mean, just controlling your emotions throughout the game. I think March Madness is a neutral site most of the time, but one team usually has more fans than the other. We've been lucky enough to have more fans most of the time, so I think just moving forward, being able to play through those environments, sustain runs, is the biggest thing.
Down here.
Austin Meek with The Athletic. Hunter, you guys have mixed in some zone throughout the season, but it seems like especially lately it's been a really effective change of pace for you guys. What's made it effective, and what's different for you when you're playing man versus zone?
I think, the reason why the zone is so effective for a lot of teams is, most teams run a lot of good man plays, but not a lot of teams have a lot of good zone plays. So, it's they don't work on them as much, I'd say. And so, that can definitely take teams off guard. But I think for us, with our zone, we try to really be really energetic and really active in the zone that, can try to disrupt teams and try to, force them into draining the shot clock, and so, they don't get the best of shots.
Back to Devontae. As far as the last game, you had to come out a couple times. One time I think they were saying on TV was the wrist, but then it might have been concussion issues again. I guess, can you speak to what happened in that game?
I can't say too much. I just, I wasn't feeling my 100% self, and I didn't want to be selfish to the team because I knew I had a guard like Frankie Collins who come in and get the job done, and that's what he did.
On Frankie, I know you weren't surprised by what you saw, but for people like us that didn't get to see him play huge minutes, I guess can you say what you saw from him out there.
I mean, I knew it. I think I tweeted it like the day or two before, just saying that he was going to get the job done. He's a great point guard. He's young, but he understands, his role on the team. Athletic, quick guard who could get downhill and score for himself or make plays for others. And he's very good on defense as well. So he's just all around a great guard for us.
Okay, right behind.
Eli, after the win over Tennessee, you and Terrence talked about how important it was to run them off the three-point line and take that away against a team like Villanova that shoots just as well, if not better, in terms of the number of guys that can shoot. Is the challenge different at all when just about all 5 guys can shoot from 3 as opposed to maybe just a couple like Tennessee had?
Yeah, but it makes more people have to be disciplined on defense. They got 4s and 5s that can shoot the ball, so we're going to have to do a good job all around, closing out, under control, because they all can put the ball on the ground as well. So just not shooters, they can also put the ball on the ground and score for themselves.
All right, we're going to go to Zoom here for a couple of questions. Ann, if you want to take over, please.
First question will come from Nicholas Stoll from Michigan Daily. Nicholas, please unmute your microphone and ask your question.
Hey, Hunter. You played with Justin Moore in high school. What was your relationship with him, and what did you see in him as a player?
Me and Justin were really good friends. That was one of my best friends in high school. We've been playing with each other since like 6th grade, me, him, and Terrence, and so we have a really good relationship. Ever since we were young, Justin was really good at getting to the rim and finishing, and just a pure scorer. And he's just added to his game since then, since DeMatha.
Our next question from Zoom comes from Christopher Heidel. Please unmute your microphone and ask your question.
Hey, this is Chris Heidel from Hermanson Radio in Baltimore, Maryland. Guys, congratulations on making to the Sweet 16. You guys play in the Big Ten. What team does Villanova look like in the Big Ten? I know you guys played against Maryland and Ohio State and Michigan State. What do they look like on the video and getting ready for tomorrow night's game?
Can you repeat your question, please? Just to clarify it a little bit, please.
Yeah, my question is, what does Villanova look like on getting ready for tomorrow night's preparation? Because you guys played in the Big Ten a lot, so do they look like one of the Big Ten teams you guys play against?
Do they look like?
I don't think so. Maybe like a more disciplined Iowa team. Maybe I say that like in terms of like Iowa, they're really free flowing and they have like a couple sets, but it's mostly just, a lot of them just making up, their own sets and, really free flowing. Villanova's really disciplined and, they run their sets. Coach Wright has them, really trained to, do the Villanova system. But, both teams have a lot of shooting. Both teams, I'd say, don't have like that 7-foot big man that, the rest of the Big Ten has, but, they have really good talent, really good shooting, and can really space the floor.
All right. Anything else for our student athletes right up here in front? And then we'll go here second, and then we'll be done for the day with our student athletes.
Marley Weirda with Wood TV in Grand Rapids. Eli, I wanted to ask you, you were a freshman when you guys played Villanova in the championship. Is this a little bit of a full circle moment for you, or what do you remember about that game?
I mean, this was the 2 schools that it came down to for me, so this is a big matchup for me to get the win back in the same place that we lost the national championship game in. But I'm not going to make it personal about myself, but it's about moving on to the next round. It just happens to be Villanova back in San Antonio.
Right down here.
For any or all of you, I know you really only care about Michigan, but do you pay attention to the fact that, the rest of the Big Ten, there's only one other team left? Last year, you guys were the last team standing. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this season was definitely, not the best, not the way that we wanted it to, and, other fans definitely let us know that, particularly Michigan State, Illinois, who else? Ohio State, who else? Oh, there's another team in there. There was another team. Who was it? Who's the other team? There's one more. The team down in Madison, the red and white team. They definitely let us know how they felt about our season. We heard those NIT chants. They were hurtful. They definitely hurt. But it's funny how they'll be watching us on Thursday back at their cribs.
All right, that's all from our student athletes. Thank you, guys.